What up, my freaks? RuinusInsight here with part 7 of my Total War Warhammer 3 modded Aranessa Saltspite campaign. So as we saw last time, we were able to knock out one of the vampire factions, the regular vampire count factions, and that was directly to the north of us in favor of taking North Telea and Maragliano, which is where we ended up at the end of last episode. Aranessa is besieging it, and I will talk about this in a second. We also were able to get Harry Half-Mast's army up and running in full. We got plenty of animated hulks to screw around with and hunt down pirates and, well, both the pirates that have the pieces of 8 and those that are sitting in the islands. Too bad we can't see through the fog, but I'm sure we'll find a fair few as we go. We are still continuing to raid with Maddie over here, and her army, while not paying for itself, is still in a reasonably okay shape, and hopefully we'll find a very rich territory in order to raid it for a while before inevitably getting into a war with somebody here, and we shall see. Anyway, with regards to what we're doing with Aranessa, I thought about it, and you know what, I think we're going to just attack Maragliano. Yes, it might be a little bit more interesting to do this as a field battle, but I think we can do a pretty interesting siege as well, A, and B, more importantly, I think I'm really wary of ending the turn with the new declaration of war from the Ironbrow's expedition, considering we don't know where they'll attack, and our territories are kind of surrounding theirs. There's just too much ground to cover with Aranessa's army alone, and we can't afford another one at the current time. So I would rather have Aranessa be here as fast as possible, which means attacking. Before we get to the actual attack, however, one quick note. Once again, we managed to reach the likes and comments threshold, so this episode will be an hour long, and the offer still stands. 300 likes and 50 comments, and the next episode will be an hour long as well. So keep it in mind if you're into that sort of thing. Let's start on this. This is 2 elite or relatively elite stacks that we'll have to contend with, at the very least by virtue of all those great swords. Well, we have Queen Bess on our side, so I'd like to see them try. Alrighty, so this battle is going to be a little bit different than you might expect. So this is not a cinematic battle. I am in fact replaying the replay, but actually replaying playing the battle of the replay again. And here's what happened. Essentially, this is one of those times when the replay itself was broken. This occasionally happens for some reason, as the way that the game does replays is it actually redoes orders for all the units. Sometimes, what if for whatever reason the orders don't quite work correctly? For those of you that watched my Bretonnia campaign, the game seemed to not like, for example, when you made cavalry knights into foot knights, and then all the orders were screwy there. For whatever reason, in this particular siege, the same thing happened, and all of the units followed different orders than what were given, or at the very least they followed the same orders, but not quite the same things happened. So, I decided that, well, I might as well replay the battle then. It can't be a cinematic, but it'll be a, I guess, pseudo-cinematic sort of thing. We're gonna send the U3 in to batter down the gates. We have our little artillery corps sitting around back here to knock down the towers and annoy the enemy, generally speaking, as Group 2, Group 3, Group 4, and okay, you can actually join in with Group 1. There we go, that looks good to me. Hope I didn't forget anything, and away we go. Mortars fire at the enemy tower. We've got no handgunners up on the wall, so we're okay there. And just gotta be careful about them doing a lot of damage. Okay, you guys get ready to blob up. Alright, there's the mortar fire. Looks like the enemy wants to target Jesse here. We gotta be careful because unlike the other armies, this army can't really heal. And let's speed it up a little bit as we get closer. There we go. Move away. The tower is still up, but we can dodge the shots from the enemy. And yeah, for whatever reason in the replay, when I was trying to do the replay, the gate didn't die when it was supposed to. So all the units kept trying to follow orders as if the gate was destroyed. and essentially they were just sort of moved into the wall here. It was very strange. But I've seen stranger. Anyway, let's knock this tower down as well. You crabbies try to make their way towards the gatehouse. If you're wondering why I moved Billy Butler away, it's simply because you want to... okay, let's also switch Queen Bess to fire on, say this blob of units. You know what, this blob of units. Billy Butler tends to, or Morngul Haunter is a fairly big model and tends to block your other units from hitting the gate, which ain't a great thing. So let's pop ballistics calibration while we're at it, and we're enhanced ballistics. Queen Bess, keep firing. Let's see if we can get a few nice shots onto this bridge here. That went way wide. What the heck was that? It wasn't even on the bridge. Bess, come on. Why are you doing this to me? Alright, keep on firing. How's that gate looking? Now, it'll be a while before that gets brought down, so let's continue in the manner that we are. There we go. Not the worst hit. All of the little mini munitions, sub-munitions, detonating about half of the enemies, and is that a second shot? There we go. Alright, now Bess is working for us. Of course, we don't necessarily want to completely rely on Bess to do all the work here, but there's some nice shots. In fact, keep firing in the same manner that you're firing right now. Bess, are you able to ground target? You are able to ground target. Let's do right there. Actually, wait. Right there. Alright, and let's top you up with some more powder. How's the gate? And did you guys stop attacking the gate? Huh. Okay, it's taking damage again. Maybe that's what happened. Anyway, Bess, fire on this again, and ooh, that's a lot of units getting blobbed up. We can get a nice hit in there. They're gonna get screwed. There we go. Very, very... oh, that's horrific. That is absolutely horrific. It almost feels bad using the unit, but fortunately the enemy has 2 stacks in here, so plenty of units to be getting on with. And another very nice hit. Certainly one of those situations where firing upon the ground works well for us. The regular mortars are no longer firing. I see. How's that gate looking? You know what? Just break the frickin' wall down. It's taking too long. You know what? Maybe the crabs are in the way. You know what? Let's get Billy Butler and the crabs to not attack just Jesse and Nessie. Mortars, try to bring that wall down. Try also not to hurt the crabs. Alrighty, and Bessie, I would like you to switch targets. Let's say all the way to back here. Fire on this unit of swordsmen. The enemy does have a mortar back there, but it's a little bit too distant for us to bother with right now. And, I told you to switch targets, right? Oh yeah, that was the last shot from that. Yeah, makes sense. And honestly, this wall's gonna take absolute ages to bring down with the regular mortars, but... well, slowly making our way through the gate. You know what? Mortars, no, yeah, it's gonna waste too much ammunition to do that. Go for these crossbows instead. I don't know if it's going to be super successful, but what we will do is speed this up a little bit, rather than spending all this time on bombardment, and wait until we can make it into the settlement. Sorry about this, but I'm sure we'll see many an epic siege throughout the campaign. This will be one of those rare occasions when you can see me fight a battle regular style. Alright, how's that gate looking now? Please don't tell me you've stopped. We are at 14k now. Looks like they're still attacking it. I wonder if the ogres would have been better at this. They have... wait. Yeah, they have wall breaker, eh? You know what? Should have used the ogres for this. Ogres, come here. Come to melee. I'm gonna batter some walls down. And let's top up Queen Bess again. I stopped paying attention to look at all that. There you go, more powder and ballistics calibrate. And fire on... I know, that unit. Any unit. Oh! Enemy mortar is not quite in range, but you know what? Let's move Bess close enough to actually fire on it. After all, the other mortars did move closer. And, oh, I didn't mean to move you. I meant to move the gunnery white. And now I can't target the gate. Okay, come here. Come here. There we go. Crabbies go here. Ogres. Batter this down. Batter this down. We're gonna... well, actually, you know what? No, go for the gate. You should be able to do this faster than the rest. I was gonna say batter the walls down, but we could put the gunners on it. The grog gunners and the shambling barrels. That'll work too. Bessie going after that mortar now? Yes, indeed you are. Mortar is firing at our crabbies, but that's it. There we go. And how long until we get another more powder? A little while as yet. Enemy mortar will take one more shot and be destroyed. Our regular mortars are continuing support fire as well. And we are going to move you forward. Gonna get ready with the various units of gunners, and let's get some units of Sartosa militia ready to move in as well. Alright, how's that gate looking now? It actually doesn't feel like it's going all that much faster than it was before. But I'm sure it is. Alright, mortar is out. In fact, it has been completely destroyed. I'd like the... There's a cannon tower over there, but I think I'll just ignore it. Alright, and top you off, Bessie. There you go. Alright, mortars. Regular mortars. Just keep firing. Whatever you please. Were they specifically told to target this, or you know what? Cancel fire. I'll auto-fire, fire at will. And we are almost through, which means, first of all, you move on up. Well, actually, we just charge in with the ogres. And any second now. Come on, come on, a couple more hits. You gotta remember, it's a lot tougher to bring down a gate in SFO, so if you don't have a ram, you gotta work for it. Down goes the gate to charge those handgunners before they kill or damage too many ogres. Away we go, and ooh, we should also be careful about Bess killing us all. Now, fortunately, that was just a regular mortar, not Bess. Alright, Bess, keep doing your thing. Alrighty, and deck gunners, out here please. Don't you climb those walls. Sartosa militia forward. Probably much faster than the deck gunners as well. Mortars keep dropping, but that's okay. Chase those handgunners down. In fact, all of you can be group 1, I guess. Well, actually, no, we might need mortars for different reasons. Best target that crossbow down there. Looks like they'll be trying to target us while we cross the bridge. And guys, I told you to cross the bridge. And go here. And mortar is still dropping. Gotta be careful of those. Target those crossbows. In fact, maybe move a little bit closer. This will allow the gunnery white to close as well. I was gonna say top off Bess again, but we can probably wait for another couple of shots. Where is Jesse? Jesse, come here. Drop a Denizens of the Deep. Right there. There we go, annoy the enemy. Then we're gonna move to these great swords. I want this cannon tower dead. Alright, nice. And another shot on Bess should do it, and I don't know why you ogres stopped, but I guess it doesn't really matter. Deck gunners are almost in. They'll be able to take those walls and fire down. Sartosans, get ready to follow. Not going up the walls? Fantastic. Sometimes the AI likes to do that. Alright, cannon towers be a-firing. Let's move on in here. And let's reduce the defenses of these guys with the spearfishers net, and by these guys I mean the great swords. You want to do anything about their attack? I think we're okay. Jesse, you want to summon again? No, you're okay. Alright, Ogre Pistols, moving on in, and ooh, Bessie. I'd like you to drop a nice shot right there. If possible. That archer unit is very, very dead. Alright, more powder for Bess, and deck gunners up on those walls. And maybe something like this, and something like... I know. This couple of Sartosan units, I'd like you to climb over down here. I don't know if there will be enemy units down there, but just in case there are more Sartosans. Stream into the city. How are we doing out here? And oh, you guys are being hit. We'll lose a few models this way. Okay, Aranessa and Billy Butler charge forward. I guess you'll be able to rip those handgunners apart without too much trouble. Nice. Oh. Sorry about the wonky camera work. I'm trying to play and watch a few hits, at least, occasionally. This will mean we'll probably take more damage in this sort of replay of the fight than I actually did when I played it. Because obviously I wasn't trying to get shots at the same time as playing, but, you know. Needs must, as this replay was broken. And alright, ogres, move away. It looks like the deck gunners are firing here, and they'll probably kill you off if you let them. You, stop those pistoliers from running with a Tormentor's sword. Nessie, move on in. Don't bother with the fireball. And let us summon a Denizens of the Deep directly behind the enemy unit. prevent the pistoliers and greatswords from running, but also prevent those handgunners from firing. And very nice. Bessie, I'd love to see what you've been firing at this entire time, and you've been dropping shells here, and quite successfully, I might add. Move forward. Ogre gunners, I'd like you to back up. All the way back there to prevent you from taking further damage. Sartosans, start making your way into the city. Mortars, you're in a good position. Bessie, you are trying to find a target. We need to top you off one more time. In fact, let's top you off now and then move the gunnery white in to support the Sartosans. Nice. Alright, how are we doing out here? Ogres are trying to make their way out of there, though the game's not making it easy. What are you doing, Ogres? Get out of there. Alright, Nessa. And try Fireball. Where are you? Like so. And since we have Mana, let's pop a Fog of the Damned. You know, let's overcast Fog of the Damned. Right on these guys, reduce their capabilities. And while we continue to do damage. There we go, Fog of the Damned down. More great swords moving in. I'd like to have some Sartosans help us out with that. Move out here. Though it does look like the deck gunners are doing their thing. And let's get a Tide Call moving through. Let's, oh no. Heal. Alright, how we doing out here? These guys are all outie. Bessie, target the great swords back there. Sartosans moving in to help. The deck gunners look like they're going to destroy. And the great swords, I'd like you to back off, and I'd like the ogres to not quite join the fight, but to act as a range support. Actually, no. We'll kill off this unit of handgunners. Nice. Do we have another Tide Call available? No, not quite yet. Not to worry, we've got great swords to kill. I'll try to get a few more shots, take a little bit more damage, but once again, trying to make it a pseudo-cinematic for this particular fight. Oh, this is probably gonna make the episode longer than it was supposed to be, but, well, hopefully no one complains. Not usually a bad thing. Anyway, Sartosans have made it in. The deck gunners are still helping, and it looks like the enemy greatswords, at least, are pretty much done for. Aranessa pop Manann's luck and reduce the greatswords' capabilities. There's a halberdier unit fighting our summoned denizens of the deep, but they're only summons. How are you crabby boys doing? I'd like you to back off now that you've taken a little bit of damage. Although, since this is a replay, it's a fighting of a replay. As in, when you go into the replay menu, you can choose to replay the, watch the replay, or you can fight the battle, which is what I'm doing here. Because when watching it, it was broken. In case it didn't make sense the first few times, because I'm having a difficult time trying to explain what the heck is going on here. But anyway, gunnery white. Moving in help, but it looks like we don't need to help for much longer as the battle is ours. A relatively minimal damage. There's HP damage on the two ogres and the small hermit crabs, but they've all taken very minor model damage. Only a single model lost on all of them, so that's 3 deaths. I see a couple of Sartosans might have died as well, but yeah. Shouldn't be many deaths here at all, or losses at all. Is it? Oh, we have to get somebody over here. Okay, who's the fastest mover? Aranessa was at 46, 57 on Billy Butler. Okay, I'm gonna just speed you up. Tell artillery to stop firing. And everybody else back off. The battle won't end until we chase those units down, even if the enemy army has shattered, but oh, actually we don't need to see this, so I'll do it off screen. Consider it chasing enemies down. Alright, a decent amount of cash and 35 units lost. Very, very nice. Obviously, Queen Bess 210,000 damage and 1,700 kills. Pretty darn ridiculous there, but Nessie was no slouch at 240. Got some value out of the Vampire Fleet Captain, as well as the Morngull Hunter. Very, very nice. And at least one of the units of deck gunners did a lot of damage as well, but they didn't have all that much time to fire down from the ramparts. Anyway, occupy Maragliano. And the faction is... I have map bound, great. I don't know whether the faction is destroyed, but I suppose it doesn't matter all that much. We're going to delete these two buildings, because this is going to be an economic powerhouse of a territory. We're going to immediately upgrade the haunted roads here at Rivola, and we're going to go for Dredge the Sea for that extra growth. And the Great Mills, I take it as part of Skavenblight. Yes, indeed it is. Skavenblight be right there, and they're allied with Clan Carrion. A little bit unfortunate that it looks like they've taken Tobaro for themselves. Didn't necessarily want to fight the Skaven. But we'll see. We'll see if we can trade mountain territories for all the non-mountain territories. I guess it depends on how much the Skaven AI will value the ports. Anyway, Sea Cabin, finally, Tier 4, which means access to Sartosan mercenaries to replace the militia, and will be available relatively soon. That will need to build up this thing as well, but the growth is there. Otherwise, I believe we did everything that needed to be done for this turn, so we're ready to end it. He looks good to me. And if I've forgotten anything, well, my memory doesn't last a day, so end turn. Now let's see what we're looking at. Alright, down to 161 factions. Clan Scryer, hopefully we can ally with you either way. Wurzag back up to strength rank 1. Huh. I take it Teclis has not in fact destroyed that army yet, but I imagine that he will. Wurzag is besieging Stormhenge for some reason. I think this is that bug where the AI is effectively unwilling to destroy an enemy faction. It does have a tendency to do that. Hopefully Wurzag will eventually do it, though. Maybe if we use a little bit of our allegiance points to directly tell him to occupy it, he'll attack. I'm gonna give that a try. We are defensive allies after all, and there's that spell of the Necromancer's Apprentice, making Aranessa a stronger fighter. You don't have... Huh. Oh, it's because we're not at war with these guys? We are at war with these guys. What do you mean we can't tell you to occupy it? Game? I mean, we could tell him to attack it. Oh, maybe he is besieging it on purpose. It has walls and it has actually a bunch of elites. Okay, never mind. Maybe he's just liable to lose the fight, which is why he's doing that. Alright. Maddie, keep moving up north. And we're rating for 1,024, which ain't too bad, but it'll be the Citadel of Myrmidia, wherein we can hopefully make much more cash. Next up, well, if it isn't Gentlemen Jenkins, I think we've got another piece of 8 on our hands. We can also get another infamy upgrade going. Let's take a quick look at these. I did want to get the pirate code, but we're not going to get a new lord right this minute. A little bit tempted by the bonus infantry offered for our zombies, but it wouldn't actually help in this particular battle. The missile resistance for infantry does actually apply to ogres and to Sartosan units. I wasn't expecting that. And then there's the first mate, which we do want as well. Income from ports is nice, but we don't have enough ports for this to be worth our time. Yeah, I think we'll wait a little bit, as nothing here, for me at least, stands out like we really, really need it right now. Go back to the Admiral's Astrolabes for now, and I'll probably get the first mate in a bit. Anyway, we will fight in a sec, but let's build stuff first. Plains of Lucini. Anything here? Well, we still have this infrastructure stuff to construct, but at tier 2, I think it's not worth going higher at the time. We have to remember that we have to save up money for the insane investiture into the pirate stronghold at Sartosa. River Ariati, you are okay. Yeah, let's get the lynching post up to level 2. And Maragliano, I would like you to immediately get the Scurvy Dog Pits for the public order and immediately get the plunder pile. And I guess next turn, once the plunder pile is up, we'll pop the Curse of the Bountiful Treasure. It won't be anything crazy, but, you know, an extra 3k or whatever, and will come in handy. And then by the next time we're ready to pop it, it'll be considerably higher. Another lynching post for you, so keep on growing. Keep it all at level 2. If you're wondering why I keep doing that, it's because at 600, the lynching post is okay in terms of the upgrade. Not crazy expensive. A little bit of extra growth, but at 900 for another 10 growth, I just don't see it, I don't see it being worth the cash. Viadaza and Urbimo. I think Urbimo is a little bit less likely to get attacked than Viadaza, so we'll upgrade you first. 3.6k. And Susuria Wood. I guess we'll get this upgrade, but not right now. It doesn't really do anything for us. We'll leave you as you are. We're going to build some capacity stuff here. At the end of the day, we need pirate fortresses literally everywhere, so yeah. Anyway, Nessie, I would like you to head out to sea. Then I would like you to go into full speed stance. And then I would like you to go... Oh, wait. If you go into... you can't go into regular stance. Alright, fine. Go into... normal stance, not full speed stance. Go right here. And we'll hit Trontio and then Ducieso, perhaps? Next, I still don't know where the armies of these guys are, though. You know what? And we accepted some missions, specifically... they're not in objectives. 1 second. And we accepted some missions specifically so we could see what their armies are doing. Okay, you're up here. Oh! You might be up here in these guys' territory. Huh. Alright, what about Thoric's main stack up here? Okay. Well, if they grab this place, they grab this place. We won't be able to do anything about it. Oh, what we can do is upgrade these 2 lynching posts, though. Necessary, perhaps not, but why not? Harry the Half-Mast. You're about to strike a Gentlemen Jenkins as soon as I double-check Diplo. Clan Squire -3, eh? And it be growing for that war with Maragliano. Alright, so hopefully we'll be able to get an alliance going with you in a second. Throw in our lot with the Skaven to get rattling guns, Jezzails, all of their fancy stuff. Alright. And, oh, I just realized you don't have any items on you. Ancillaries. Spell the Necromancer's Apprentice is supposed to go to Aranessa. You know what, before I forget, I'm going to do that immediately, because that'll give her regeneration above 50%, and Mutant gives her below 50%. I guess it'll just essentially double up once that's up, if this can be given to Aranessa in the first place. I guess we will lose... I mean, we don't really need the Dead Man's Chest in this army. Yeah, we'll... It's a nice banner, but no. Dead Man... What? Did I just take it back? Spell of the Necromancer's Apprentice. There you go. You can have the... Pager Standard could work, I guess. Nothing crazy. As I'm not sure I care about any of these enough to give them to you. We'll wait on that. Armor of Fortune should probably go to Lords, so we'll give you an Armor of Fortune, especially since you are a Lord. Talisman of Endurance. I mean, since you're a pole army, you're more likely to be in melee. Sure, why not? And Sword of Anti-Heroes to give you magical attacks as well. Enchanted item and stuff we don't have, and yeah, we don't have enough items to do too much with that. So, away we go to Gentlemen Jenkins, and the second piece of 8. Alright, close victory. They have a bunch of artillery, but we have more artillery, so despite the lack of gunnery weight, we should be able to manage. Alrighty, fortunately this replay seems to be functioning normally, so at least we'll get to see all of our new animated HULKS in action, as well as our polearm-wielding Harry Half-Mast. We're gonna start the battle off with a bit of an artillery duel, though at least some of the enemy artillery pieces didn't quite want to duel our own, and targeted the Ogre Man-Eaters, quickly dropping 2, and by virtue of the enemy cannon. Our own carronades are trying to knock down the enemy cannon and mortars before they do too much damage, and our mortars are doing the same, though it is certainly taking a while. What would take Queen Bess a single shot is going to take several minutes of fire from these carronades. Granted, they're not really going to be adept at this sort of thing in the first place, so it's hardly surprising, but I do wish that cannons in general were a little bit better at targeting enemy artillery crew. Now, they always seem to struggle. And I feel like they should... Oh, that cannonball, nice. Yeah, I feel like they should be a little better at knocking out enemy crew, but it takes absolute ages. All the while, the enemy keeps firing. In fact, the mortars are quite a bit better at doing it, and the mortars are targeting the great cannons, which are down to 2, and only a single of the enemy mortars has been destroyed so far. Although I'm sure another one will follow suit eventually. By then, the enemy main host will arrive, as they've decided that they don't want any more of this artillery duel and are going to move forward. We're going to open up the main fight with summoning those denizens of the deep and sending the crabby boys forward to annoy the enemy and generally to blunt their charge, and we'll follow them with our pile of animated hulks finally ready to join the fray. And looking pretty freaky at that. Alrighty, well, let's see them charge on in. Plenty of enemy infantry to deal with, and enemy missile infantry as well. Although the latter is just going to get tied up and ripped apart. Alright, they're not quite as fast as ogres, as in living ogres, but they're still reasonably fast, or at the very least faster than the regular shambling dead, and away they go. Alright, very low melee defense on the animated hulks, so we do have to be at least a little bit careful there, but fortunately these types of infantry that the enemy had in this particular battle shouldn't be all that threatening. And there we go, and I noticed that they appear to have the same animations as the Chaos Spawn, or at least it looks like it. Certainly that arm-waving one is one that the Chaos Spawn have. I don't remember if Chaos Spawn jump forward like that, though, or do the single smack with the cannon. Anyway, finally our slower-moving shambling dead are making their way into support. This was the combo and that I was talking about, using the animated hulks as a nice little melee line that isn't susceptible to getting too badly damaged by bombs, which then fly and rip apart those units that they're targeting quite quickly, without damaging our own hulks. And the other good combo is monstrous infantry plus sirens, as they work quite well together as well. And the sirens move a lot faster than the bombers do, so there's that. Of course, we could also replace, and I do certainly plan to, replace the zombie pirate gunnery mob bombers with deck dropper bombers, but it's probably going to take a while before we can actually manage to pull that one off. Anyway, the animated hulks continue their fight, bombs dropping in to support them. Very, very nice. And those infantry are going to be pretty darn doomed. Over in the background, we have our ogres chasing around the enemy, trying to make sure that those darn mortars are gone for good, and same with the enemy cannon. And then the same goes for the enemy handgunners and crossbows as well. Regardless, the battle is pretty much ours. Bombs continue to fly, and ooh, nice shot from the man-eaters with ogre pistols. And this has got to be a pretty darn scary battlefield to be in. And giant, animated hulks, I guess, is the proper way to describe them all around, and these massive blobs. All the while, bombs continue to explode. You can't see anything as the smoke from the bombs just blocks your sight, and these things are ripping you apart. Not a good place to be, Gentlemen Jenkins, and thus your army will shatter. Certainly it looks like we did take some damage on a few of those animated hulks, but as we can see, most of them have, in fact this one hasn't lost a single model, despite being close to half HP. This one's halved and only lost one. I take it that is also partly because we did, I'm sure, do at least a bit of damage to our own units, but the bombs with their explosive damage are very unlikely to actually bring an animated hulk down. Anyway, with that, another piece of 8 is ours, and Gentleman Jenkins runs off the field with the rest of his army, and then we're going to do a little bit of chasing off screen. Alright, not too bad. We actually did take quite a bit of damage on our new animated Hulk units, but they didn't lose a lot of models and thus are roughly or close to full HP still, which is good. We are going to have to assimilate captives because this army does not have shipbuilding and is also going to have a difficult time resupplying and healing itself, so assimilate captives. And we will most definitely need to get a vampire fleet captain of the variety that has the lore of vampires here to heal those animated hulks. Assimilate, please. Even though it hurts to not pick up that 1600 gold. Channeling stuff for you. Lucky Levi's keepsake is now available. The zombie-powered gunnery mob with handguns. A regiment of renown. And we'll pop that into another army. Let's give this a read, though. The pirate known as Lucky Levi met his end at the hands of his own men, after dabbling in black magic with his lucky rabbit's foot. The fool was trying to raise zombie deckhands for his crew, but his first mate was not best pleased at being replaced by the walking dead, and so shivved his captain while he slept. But Levi's undead mob continued to serve their master, throwing the first mate and the rest of the living crew overboard, and scuppered Levi's ship. Oh, that's a nice little story. It's a nice little story indeed. Harry, can you auto-resolve this without taking a million billion damage? Let's find out. It makes me nervous, and don't be a million billion, be like... Okay, that's not so bad. Simulate it all again. Keep it nice and healed up, and hey, a free book of Ashur. Alright. Now, you cannot go into full speed, so you're gonna continue here. And we'll see if we can't find ourselves some islands. Hello. There's a sea corps here, but we'll have another army deal with that one, I think. We'll have to uncover all of the foggy area, so that when islands respawn, and we can hopefully see them. Will that allow us to see them? I hope so. I feel like I've been able to see some islands when they were fogged up. Okay, well, either way. Let's keep doing whatever it is that needs to be done. Recruiters Sea Legs, I would like you to sort of follow Aranessa. And, oh, I hadn't thought of that. Maybe if we had moved up a little bit further, we would have been able to reach this, but also not super likely. We have a little bit of growth here. We need to start on the spar deck so that we can get the Sartosa Pirate Mercenaries up. And the Sartosa Carronades as well, but this will take 2. You know what, I guess we'll wait a turn so we can start with this one. It's more important because it powers up the army by giving us Norse the Roar, Sartosa Grapeshot, and Zipbar 42-Pounder's army abilities, whereas the other stuff doesn't. We should also upgrade the Shuttered Gunport so we can get a few of those Rotting Promethean gunnery mobs. I want those up and running, and that'll give us another gunnery weight capacity. Okay, anyway. Skip, including outposts. There is... wait. Is it this turn? No, next turn we'll pop to the right. I keep getting confused as to which turn we're at. But no longer, because I'm gonna end the turn. Alrighty. Let's see if we can find an island, and let's talk to Clan Scryer again. I'm going to... Oh, is that a Dwarfen army? Is that a Dwarfen army? What is that up here? Can't see. Rune Lord Ironbrow's Expedition.
Ignore my crew.
Oh, well, hello. Morglum Deflayer wants an on-aggression pact. I'm guessing no for now. I don't see any need to do so. And let's see if that's a full stack up there. There we go. Okay, well, Nessie unfortunately won't be able to reach you. She will be able to reach Ravola, though. But then he'll simply bypass Ravola and head to Abino. I'd say I like either option very much. We could force him to run, actually. Wait. This will leave this guy here. Yeah, we're gonna need another army here. And just a basic raised army. Fortunately, we have a lot of stuff that we can get at via Daz. Alright, so here's what we'll do. This will need to be raised. Let us go and grab the pirate code for Lord Recruitment cost reduction. Then, Nessie, we're gonna have you move right here to Ravola. And deal with this army. A bit of a waste of a move, but too much territory to cover right now. Then a recruiter Sea Legs, we're gonna have you not recruit, but rather move out to Mr. Kurgan. Huh, Kurgan. Named after a Norscan tribe, okay. And he's gonna run. Like the coward that he is. And on the bright side, this is causing him to trespass in Orion's territory. Orion? How about joining war against Ironbrow's expedition? No, 5.5, unlikely. And you're not at war with anybody either. Okay, well, I was thinking that might be a good idea, but at least at last it won't work. How about Clan Scryer? Still -3, but still rising. I'm surprised they don't like the fact that we're fighting, or not that they dislike, but they don't like the fact that we're fighting the Ironbrow's expedition, but what can you do? Alright, Sea Legs, stay out here, I guess. And there's a lot of good stuff we can recruit for a second army. If we had been able to actually reach Kurgan, I would have just done it right now, but alas, we can't do that. Let's pop Root Marcher in your army. You're still going to be a recruiter, so you're still going to get binded to service. Binded? Bound to service? Okay, let's just ignore that for now. Also, we now have 2 regiments of renown available. Oh, charge defense versus large foes and a zombie pirate deckhands, or zombie pirate gunnery mob with handguns. Neat. And they provide some kind of poison. Lethal poison, in fact. And that's nice. Lots of extra damage over time. Would you please take this? You're gonna lose territory. Okay. Ooh, 1427. Nice. Keep going. Keep going. Keep raiding to the Citadel of Myrmidia. There it is. And it will make us more money, I think. Which is what we want. Everybody else has moved except for Harry, who... Just double-checking any islands. Oh, we should probably uncover this foggy area. Alright, let's uncover it. Well, you know what? We could send somebody else up this way once we get another recruitment going. Let's keep going down the coastline instead. March stance. Come on, island. Isle of Grief. We probably are uncovering factions by doing this as well, which ain't necessarily a good thing. Alright, let's also keep an eye on where the other pieces of aid are that are nearby. This is the Cursed Bullion of Bogenhofen. We know that the Black Buckthorn Bleak Coast Buccaneers are over near Barrack Var. We'll have to go all the way up the coastline here, closer to Bretonia, in order to get the Pantalon's Pendant and these two. These are deck droppers, and these are Rotting Prometheans. We have deck gunners up here. We have the Depth Guard all the way up north, near to Albion and Norska. This is who? Night Terror's Mourngulls, okay. It'll be a while before we chase them all down. And let's do some upgrades real quick. Plains of Lucchini, we'll start with... No, we will not start with you, as there's nothing to upgrade there. Sartosa, I'd love to upgrade these, but they're too expensive. You're in the same boat. Ha ha ha. You're gonna get the Midnight Gambling Den up and running. You're gonna keep upgrading that Swag Sack. I was gonna say Swag Shack, but close enough. You're going to go for Growth Rate. Tree and Noose. And yes, in theory, we could get defensive structures up and running here, but I'm not gonna do that right now, because I don't feel like it. Hopefully this guy won't bypass us to go for a Beano after we've spent money on it. Oh, speaking of money, Curse of the Bountiful Treasure. Campaign movement range plus 25% for armies, you say? Maybe now's a decent time to pop this, actually, rather than the Curse of the Bountiful Treasure. I don't really care so much about the... Cursed Mist Attrition, but the 25% movement range might be sufficient to be good. Did that make any sense? Do it. I don't care if it made sense, we're doing it. Alright, away you go, and just to double check... you still can't quite reach him. And Nessa, if you go out here... Oh, that won't help anyway. Alright, well, then you just sit here. And so close. So close. Actually, do we actually move you away now? Here's what I'm thinking. If Kurgan gets intercepted by Recruiter Sea Legs won't be able to fight him. Yeah, but at the same time, we might still need him nearby, so stay there. Stay there. Be square. Building upgrade, unassigned skill points, and we can end the turn. Oh, and I just realized if we can swap lords, we might have rank 10 on Madeline right now, and if we do, we'll be able to move her up to Fleet Secretary or something else, possibly. I gotta take another look at what's good up there, other than Fleet Secretary with that upkeep reduction. Alright, well, it looks like we didn't catch these guys. But that's... It also seems like they didn't move all that far. If we attack them here, what's going to happen is they're probably going to loop around like this, which will be wasting our time. Oh! Lorenzo, please don't go up here. That would be quite annoying as well. Yeah, these guys are doing good. How's Warzag doing? He has... No, he's still besieging. He is still besieging, and Teclis is still under siege, but at the very least with Teclis under siege, he's not moving or doing anything. And that probably works in our favor to some degree. Who's this? Another Kislevite faction. Man, there's a surprising amount of Kislev factions down here. Curse of the Sea Mist is up and running. Alright. This doesn't feel like it's an army worth fighting, though. I mean, I know we haven't fought Dwarfs yet, but at the same time, it feels rather weak. Harry. Keep moving. I'm actually a little bit concerned about moving you in March stance, or full speed stance right now, but... We need to see if there's islands nearby, but alas... Ah, wait, whoa. Ah, ha, ha. And Wulfric the Wanderer is here. Oh my. Wellity. Well, I was going to want to declare war on Norska, and you guys in the comments have been preaching that as well, because it makes sense from a loreful perspective, so we'll have to. Nessie, attack Kurgan. Ah, wait, you leech. You leech now. Good. And you're not going to like the trespass, but, well. Yeah, see? I knew I was gonna go around like that and waste all of our precious movement. You're still not willing to do this, right? 5.9. So that's a no. Nessie, can we pop you into parlay stance and still reach this? Yes, we can. Recruiter Sea Legs, go on and leech. And... minor problem. If we auto-resolve, we might get sufficiently damaged that Orion tries to attack this army. He would still lose, but... Oh. What do we have here? Lots of few notes. It's worth our time. Let's see what it says about the losses when we do this. He's still not gonna like the trespass. Close victory from this. Oh, Nessa, you get the Spell of the Necromancer's Apprentice. Make yourself tankier. 46% ward save now. That's pretty damn solid. Damn. And she's got regeneration now as well. Alright. Man, since it's the first dwarf army, do we just fight it? Just for fun? Just because we can? Yes. Alrighty, well, we are facing off against a dwarfen unit, though their engineers should be jealous of Queen Bess, as the OG dwarfs don't have anything that even comes close to comparing. One might say the Queen Bess dwarfs their artillery. Ha ha ha. Anyway, we're gonna start out by annoying them as best we can with artillery fire, though it looks like they'll make their way, or start making their way forward immediately. We have our little artillery corps here as the mortars, together with the deck gunners, and Queen Bess are led by our gunnery wight, who is getting ready to use ballistics calibration as soon as the deck gunners are in range of those dwarfen warriors. Now, the dwarfen warriors themselves are a tier 2 unit and superior, generally speaking, to the Sartosa militia. But they have the problem of moving at 30 speed and the Sartosans at 40, so as long as the artillery corps isn't under threat, we can simply kite the Dwarfen warriors around. Ooh, nice shot from Queen Bess, and that's gonna do some damage. Very, very nice. Alrighty, and the enemy continues making their way forward, though they will soon be in range of the deck gunners as well. Queen Bess continues to fire. And there we go. Away go the deck gunners. We will try to target those slayers, hopefully to knock them out before they can get here, though the loose formation of the unit will probably make it a little bit more difficult for the deck gunners to get an advantage. or to take advantage of the explosive damage that they deal. Not to worry, the regular dwarf warriors are relatively close ranked, and once the slayers are no longer a threat, we can simply switch targets. Some miners moving up, and these ones have blasting charges, so we will have to be careful with them. And the rest of the battle is about to be joined. Rotting Prometheans being summoned by the denizens of the deep, and will stop several of the enemy units moving. Queen Bess and the mortars have all switched to the enemy range line now, completely ignoring the enemy melee line in favor of making sure that all these quarrelers can do nothing. There is an enemy rune lord and a rune smith to deal with as well, and Aranessa and Billy Butler are going to go ahead and hunt them down, while the rest of the dwarf warriors make their way towards our line. And while the rune lord and rune smith do have a unit of dwarf warriors guarding them, I just don't think that'll be enough. Alrighty, marching our way forward a little bit with our ogres and Sartosans. Man-eaters with ogre pistols, there we go. I wanted to say ogre man pistols, and I was like, wait a second, that's not quite right. Alrighty, and there we go, ogres facing off against dwarfen great weapons, and Sartosans in the background, but backing off and firing into the back, or into the dwarf's face, while we summon another unit of denizens of the deep. And there we go, kite those slow-moving infantry as we continue to do damage, though the enemy army is pretty much done already. The enemy runesmith has been basically killed by the Morngul Haunter, and the enemy lord will soon lose to Aranessa as well. Everything's working out reasonably well here. And once again, all those miners and dwarf warriors unable to move and fast enough to catch the Sartosans. Must be quite irritating, but for some reason it doesn't feel as, I don't know, it doesn't feel as cheap as when you do the same thing with like a bunch of Way Watchers or something like that. I don't know, because by virtue of the fact that the pistol wielding infantry are a lot more close range, they're in a lot more danger, it doesn't feel as cheap, at least to me. And plus they don't have stock and they're fragile in the low tier units. But anyway, with that, the enemy army will break fairly quickly. They were just unable to do anything. They never reached the artillery core here and were constantly gunned down by the deck gunners and by Queen Bess, and then were unable to really join combat properly with the units of Sartosans as well. The artillery destroyed the enemy range units, and the enemy melee units just failed at their job. Well, they had one job, too. Alright, 3 losses, pretty good, I'd say. Aranessa acting like a pretty decent tank, holding off the Rune Lord and Runesmith, and taking no damage. Plenty of kills on the Grog Gunners in this particular case, and both of the 8 versions of the Ogre Pistols, as always. Nice. And we obviously didn't need to fight that, but frankly, making us move all the way out here, I took that personally, so nice to destroy them personally as well. And a mission successful at that. Now, a potion of healing. Nessa, you just became invincible. Alright. And anybody is going to have a very tough time bringing you down. Now, the ward save plus the additional ward save that she gets when she pops her ability, the double regeneration, the potion of healing, yeah. She getting strong. We are going to... Well, now that we have all these forms of healing, we probably should lean further into Scarred Vet, but I think we're going to start with Swashbuckler, and just to get additional melee attack, as hers is a little bit low, and against defensive lords like the Dwarfs, we may be better doing it that way. Now, we could loop around to Carrick Grom by moving this way, which would take us it'll take us too long. I think it's safer to just go to Trantio. And, oh, did they just build up a settlement there? Oh, no, it was already oh, I didn't even realize Trantio was the capital here. Oh, well, away we go. Nessa, you're going there, and Recruiter Sea Legs. I'd like you to leech a little bit more XP, but I would also like you to move past Rivola down to Viadatsa, and then you will recruit some units via Array's Dead there. Maddie, you are rank 9, not rank 10. Move you into Citadel of Myrmidia, please. I like so. Feels a little bit dangerous here, but nonetheless. 1,500 gold per turn, not bad. Not bad at all. And these guys are probably going to declare war on us. What kind of battle do we have here? Not a big one, but we do have some stuff that we could summon. Another deck dropper bombers. I'm actually inclined to replace the regular bombers with deck dropper bombers. And is that another deck droppers with handguns? Yes. We also have carronades should we desire them. We could get another animated Hulk and another Siren. Expensive, but you know what? Here's what we'll do. Zombie Pirate Gunnery Mob out. We'll take the Siren, and I know it's costly, but I still think it'll be worth it. This army needs to be able to function by itself without really any support, so like that. Then I guess rather than the Zombie Pirate Deckhands Mob, we'll go another deck dropper with handguns. And I'd love to get another animated Hulk in here, but I don't know what I would delete in favor of getting it. We could get rid of the Zombie Pirate Gunnery mobs, but it's iffy. It's iffy. I will consider it, though. And did that reduce the amount of... No, we're still rating just fine. Alright, everybody else is stuck where they are. Let's double check the building. Aha, Lucchini, maxed out, and it's probably going to be too expensive to get stuff here. We should start on that pirate fortress, but we may have to wait as well. What do we want here? Probably we'll want the hidden fences just for adjacency bonuses. I really strongly don't care about night pyres, so we're going to leave that alone. A Buccaneer's Tavern, we also get adjacency bonuses from you. And yeah, we should upgrade the bullion coffers. Alright, that I think is it. At least in terms of what we can afford for now. You're looking okay. I mean, we'll hold off on you. I'd rather save up money to get Aranessa a few more upgrades on her fleet. Not this turn, because she's in March stance, but soon. Another meat market, because that's where all of our money comes from. We will also want to get to the back alleys for another adjacency bonus. All the adjacency bonuses should start working together very nice. And oh, would you look at that? Urbino, you are about to get the tier 3 port, which means Aranessa could summon ogres herself. Or we could get the recruiter to do it for her via Daza. Yeah, that's nice. I like it. And that is all of our money, but nonetheless I like it. Alright, let's pick a new tech, though it'll be once again going back to the Admiral's Astrolabes. I think we'll get... Yeah. I want a Legendary Admiral or 4 as soon as possible. We will soon have enough money to have more armies, after all. How's Scryer looking? Non-aggression pack minus 5.4. Oh, it reduced. Why? Oh, they're allied with World Walkers. Oh no. Are we going to have to destroy Scryer? I don't think that we should ally with the World Walkers. We probably won't. In fact, they really don't like us. And we have a prejudice towards them as well. Oh, look at that. Harry, you're at till rank 5. Wait. I wanted to deal with this. First of all, you have Denizens of the Deep. I guess we could get Kiss of the Deep, but let's start with Inspiring Presence first. Oh. Nah, Inspiring Presence first, then the Hunger, then all the points into... what is the buff? Drown and Bound. Ah, no defensive buffs, only offensive ones? Makes sense, but still have to be wary of it. Offices. Harry, we could pop you into Fleet Treasurer. Income from ports plus 10 and recruitment cost reduction. Upkeep reductions for Terrorgeist, Deck Droppers, and Scurvy Dogs. This will be for the flying army. It'll be not relevant to us. Oh, I can't wait for the flying army. It'll be fun. What do you have? You're the gunnery army. Fleet Gunnery Master. Oh, and buffs up Queen Bess as well, but, you know. We have to constantly keep somebody at Fleet Engineer, but this can be the recruiter. And oh, what I wanted to check was this. So we have experience gain, hero capacity for Vampire Fleet Captains. We do want another one after all. And yeah, Fleet Enforcement Admiral is quite nice. This will be for the Depth Guard army. Most definitely. Fleet Secretary is that upkeep. On the most expensive army that we can field, we'll do that. And then bonus range for everybody at a Fleet Sailing Admiral. And, oh, that's only rank 5 requirements. Rank 8 is only Enforcement Admiral. No, that's rank 10. Secretary is 8. So we could put you up there if we desire. I do like the casualty or punishment trait out of this, but for now I think Fleet Treasurer is the way to go. It's a little bit unfortunate to lose infamy per turn, but what can you do, Harry? And there you go. He's also not going to be the Fleet Treasurer permanently, but for now. Okay. Okay, that I believe is us ending the turn again. Skip, 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 and end. Now let's see where those dwarfs show up next. And, okay, Volky. Ooh, there's the war declaration. Maddie, you may be in trouble. Call your allies to help. Do we call our allies to help? You know what? Right now, I don't want to call the allies to help, because if they die, or if they can't, well, if they disagree with this is not a good thing for us right now. It was before, it isn't now. War declared. War were declared. And even though the Cult of Sigmar did declare war, they did not, in fact, attack us, which is interesting. Alright, Caspar Barrackmere, you want a... Oh, I was not expecting that. Random Vampire Counts faction attacking us. Why? They didn't like the war with Maragliano. Okay, that's pretty interesting. We might want to raise and sack their territories rather than immediately taking them. I'm not entirely sure. Yeah, don't call allies to help for this. Alright, things are getting real interesting now. We'll need some cheap zombie armies, just because we can't afford more expensive army types at the current time, but that's just fine. With all the number of armies that these guys have, though, we'll really need to defend Rivola. You got your work cut out for you, Mr. Recruiter Sealegs. Aranessa could actually jump out here and take these, but I think it's more important that we take out the Dwarfs, because they're a bigger threat as a faction. Just generally speaking. I think, because of that war declaration, we're gonna have to recall Harry. We're gonna have to recall him to return to our territory. So Harry, here's what you'll do. I know I was gonna send him out to sea, but he might need to fight at land for a little bit. Alright, explore the island. To resolve this, please don't hurt us too much. And assimilate. Do you recover? Yeah, just a little bit. And 5,000 gold plus another 7,000 gold. Yeah, but we need somebody at sea, damn it. It gives us too much money. A problem is this army won't be able to heal well. If we land at Norska, we could use them as healers, but what we don't know is if there's a full stack nearby. How powerful are you, by the way? You're only fighting the Schmitz Renegades, and you're allied with Scryer. 90% chance that they attack us. Is it a military alliance? No, it's a defensive alliance. But we can't ask to join the war against them. You know what? No. Harry, I'm going to have you move regular stance like this. If we could discover the other faction, maybe we can join war against these guys. Just gotta be careful about getting hit by a full stick. Alright, and at the same time... Is this constant? No, it's not constant. Shame. But it might be necessary. You are... Wait, before I forget. Nessie, do you have capacity now? Yes, you can get a Vampire Fleet Captain. We need somebody to be able to heal those armies. Dark Majesty, raise dead cost. That's probably the one that we're gonna do. Once she moves a little bit closer, just gotta keep in mind that we have it available. Although I guess we could raise a Vampire Fleet Captain here as well. Ooh, Sartosa's a tier 5. It's all money now. Leadership effect as well, yeah. You know what? Estelle half-mast. Oh, another half-mast. Harry half-mast and Estelle half-mast. Okay, well, this is fated. You're moving out. You need to heal his army. You, Nessie, are going to go right here outside of Trantio, and you're going to sit there. We will have basically a turn to return to Rivola, which means a recruiter. You're gonna have to do it yourself, level up to tier 5, and then swap the army out. Well, go to Ravola. We do have 4 Mourngulls, which would be a nice addition to all this. We can raise a decent amount of stuff. I'm not entirely sure what kind of army I wanted to build, but Mourngulls and Sirens may be the way because of the access to the Mourngulls is going to be so costly, but what can you do? Oh! I can only summon the 1. Well, we have 4 capacity, but we have 1. Damn, I was looking in the wrong place, but nonetheless, we're going to summon you. And I guess the Sirens. Ugh. Expensive. Then... can we recruit anything here? Well, Nessa can recruit these guys. Oh! Huh.
Ready to swordfish.
Once Aranessa can transfer her Sartosa militia to this army. Once she recruits Sartosan mercs. Although I guess the question is when we'll be doing that. Because we actually still need to build up the building. We'll build them both at the same time. We need money for that. Oh, this is interesting. I'm gonna have to figure this out. But nonetheless, that doesn't change the fact that we'll want some guns here. Like so, and let's go 4 gunnery mobs. 10 units. I'm a little bit wary of Orion attacking. Let's raise a couple of mortars. And a single carronade. There we go. Is it sufficient to defend? Not against 2 stacks. Is it sufficient to defend against Orion if he jumps us? No. Ravola, I fear that you're going to have a defensive structure, so demolish the Triannus. We will also upgrade the meat market here, but we'll have to use the money on recruitment. Get a couple of bomber gunnery mobs. And probably a couple of deckhands mobs. Like so, 17 out of 20 should be sufficient for now. I hope. Not against Orion, though. Damn it. What do we have at Ravola in terms of defense? Well, with the stuff at Ravola together with these guys, that actually probably would be sufficient. Could get more artillery, but frankly, the artillery isn't good enough to spam it. No, screw it, just get a couple zombie power gunnery mobs. We'll need a second army here anyway, and that won't have changed. Alright, well, we've gotten ourselves in a fairly interesting position, but unfortunately we'll have to work on getting ourselves out of it. Next episode, or at least begin getting ourselves out of it. Madeline will probably start sacking these territories rather than occupying them. And moving around them in general. I'm expecting more war declarations shortly, so well, we're not going to recall here right now. He's going to keep moving out at sea, because he'll gather money in the way that he's doing, but we'll build up Recruiter Sea Legs' army until he's level 5, transfer them to another lord, and then have that lord join us while Aranessa moves through the Dwarfen Mountains, and then loops around to probably stack raise these guys and take the mountains as well. That's the plan anyway. We'll see if it works out, but you're going to have to wait till next time, so stay tuned for more Vampirates. Don't forget to leave a like and comment, especially to the threshold for the hour episode. All glory to the algorithm, and thanks for watching.